Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Team Liquid's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Navi's turn to pick.
Ancient apparition.
Team Liquid's turn to pick. Navi's turn to pick.
Faceless Void.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Navi's turn to ban.
Venomancer.
Team Liquid's turn to ban. Navi's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Turn to pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Snide.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. You may now select your heroes.
Far too crowded.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Pixel here with Fogged, and we're getting ourselves ready for the game one of versus Navi.
For battle.
We did it for the panel. They seem to like what Liquid's got going on, and I think it's sort of hard to disagree, right? There's a Void that came to the draft kind of late. You know, this has been a carry hero that teams have been having to pick first up because it's been getting banned away that early. This time it doesn't. Liquid, they get their hands on it.
And they love the Void AA combo. This is one team that's been picking this one, you know, even dating back for a year and a half, even more than that. They know that this combo, it's if you let a Chrono, you AA blast somebody, that target is going to die 90% of the time. And they're playing into Oracle, so you know there's that interaction that can come in where you know that AA blast counteracts a lot of the healing, unless the Oracle is very well timed if he comes in with the false promise right toward the end. So we'll see how that interaction actually ends up happening. But I do like what Liquid's having here with their with the majority of their lane setups. I think just that Venomancer is going to be annoying, but the other lanes look great.
Yeah, definitely pressure on General to, you know, as you say, that's going to be the lane where Na'Vi really do have something to straight up mess with the hero matchup that Liquid's got up there. In General, you know, he's definitely one to watch. We saw in the last series the other day that Na'Vi played. General's performance was probably the standout out of Na'Vi. He was smashing it.
Yeah, he was super good, and I think Roger also had a really good performance on the Willow both games. In this game, I look at Clockwork too. He has 3 heroes that he loves to play versus. Clockwork versus like Slardar versus Earthshaker versus AA. Very easy ways to get onto these, and just to scout them inside the fights too. Even just rockets to see where the AA and Shaker are in position. Yeah, any of these 3 heroes get caught in a battery assault cogs, and they're in a rough spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, as you said, well, top lane, at least they are going to have this Veno that's going to have its strengths against the Void in the laning stage. On the other lanes, you know, Iceberg once again playing this mid-doom, something that Na'Vi really love to run. Does sort of the mid-doom do all right against the Queen of Pain? Is sort of the regen from Devour enough to withstand the spam of the daggers?
I think Quap is one of the best heroes versus, because you can actually apply so much pressure because of how strong Shadow Strike is. You might even just put like 3 points in it, maybe even max, who knows? And
just too much damage.
Just keep throwing at him. Yeah, it's just too hard. And the Devour level 1 is not good. It's level 2 when it gets really good.
Yeah.
So Yeah, that's it can start to hurt, but I think Iceberg, it's still the doom that he's just gonna go to the side and eat some creeps. He'll still get his farm.
Yeah. Push at this bottom lane, Tiger on there to support Shaker, Boxy, Slada. And he gets V-Tune and always want to fly. I mean, I always want to fly on the Oracle. When you sort of have this support backup for a CK, and of course down the line with the passes as well, giving that burst heal. It should be still quite a safe lane for the CK, right? Despite the fact that Boxy is a Slada against a melee.
Absolutely.
These two heroes, there's so much sustain between the two.
Yeah, tons of sustain between the two, and he also has an Earthshaker as his lane partner, so Earthshaker just kind of, it's just a walking fissure. So yeah, V-Tune should be just fine down here. Always want to fly. This is one of the heroes that he's actually been so good at. I think this actually might be his best one. He is always in the right place at the right time. His saves are on point. I've seen him play this a lot of times for this team, and he's always super good.
Siege lane, Mickey. Prepare for the exact lane. Double ring of regens. Sure that he's able to just have that constant health regenerating against this damage over time that General's laying onto him.
Boxy is actually able to get a side pull off bottom. And then we also see Taiga dragging a creep wave toward down toward bottom too. So they're gonna actually mess with this creep equilibrium pretty hard and get Boxy a nice amount of farm under this tower here.
Yeah, I mean, that's
deny a ton from the CK. Look at this. Taiga took the whole wave. Yep. Yeah,
whole wave gone. He's also going to get this range creep just in time. So that, I mean, that's just a, yeah, not even anywhere near for XP from the denies, just doing it that deep with that big pull that Taiga made.
Yeah,
very nicely done.
Very nice to do that when you have this double melee lane, right? Like, there's not much else you can accomplish. You have to just mess with creep equilibrium. So yeah, bottom looking good. Top the void, Mickey. Getting pressured a bit, to be expected. And it's very tough for Insania, really, to help too much in this lane. You walk up when Clockwork's level 2, and you're just dead. If you see Roger hits 2, may even be able to set up for this here in Insania.
Oh, yeah, General's going to step over, get the Gale down onto Insania. Insania, he's trying to run. He's doing his best to get away, but still, the battery cell from Roger. And oh, the deny. Mickey, very, very nicely done. Tips out indeed from Insania. As Mickey able to make sure that Burst Blood isn't going to happen quite yet.
So patient with this attack there. Very nicely done. At bottom we see more creep manipulation, but this time maybe they get Boxy. Dropping low.
If they've got enough damage to Fisher from Tiger. Locking them off just enough to give Boxy the space to head back and the shadows heal up.
He's also, he meets the creep waves again, so another wave that's going to get denied away from V2. Always 1-5 is going to go at least get that experience those last hits. But yeah, we see Taiga constantly messing with that lane and mid. Since he found the Ogre, Ice Armor, Koikba actually can't pressure him at all, and that means that Iceberg is actually just dominating the matchup because he's just got 13 armor, and you can't harass as a Quap now. The Dream Creep.
Yeah, I mean, Taiga Smoke starts to have a bit of a look towards mid, but even if he does find the Fisher here, will they have the damage between the two of them?
God, the Ice Armor is just so insane. He's trying to set up for the rune here with Koikfa at least. Let's see if they can.
They have to block him off, or will they? Can I make his way right out? Okay, straight back to the tower. And I mean, honestly, even if he didn't spend the time walking, it was unlikely that these heroes just have the damage right now to kill him.
Yep. Dagger spam is starting to hurt though. That level 3 dagger. He is committing here with Taiga.
Yes, have they got enough? Another dagger out, and that'll do it. All right, takes a lot, but they do manage to get it done. And that, of course, 4 minutes in, they get a bit of a slow start. That is the first blood going the way of Quakefa. So a bit of a cash boost to him after falling behind a little bit in the 1v1.
And it's actually like the perfect timing too, as it's like the Shadow Strike and the damage happened, and then the initial damage.
Oh, my venom.
Nice move for the two of them. He sort of held on to the time walk because he was trying to get into a position where he could jump across the trees and safely make him, sort of create that gap between him and the Clockwork, but couldn't get there in time. Just too slowed up by General and the Gale.
These lanes are going phenomenally. Look at bottom. I feel like Boxy, even though all this like lane pulling and cutting and all these shenanigans, 9 last hits to the 24-11 of V2.
Courier has been killed.
Jigs up.
Taiga getting some courier snipes and all that, but as for the influence on the lane and bottom, not the craziest, but I think you're still happy as Boxy with that a rotation from Koikba.
Yeah, let's see what sort of moves Quaifa can make. Straight in with the Sonic Wave, pushing V2 back. Nice. He's able to get the kill. It's going to be a lot on Quaifa to just sort of alleviate the pressure that's been put on both of these sides. They're going to try and dive for more. Fisher set up and Tiger. If they close in on, always want to fly. They'll get themselves a sec. Moves here from Quaifa, just giving Boxy the power to lead. And Boxy, of course, the one to get both of those kills, which is
under attack.
Incredibly important. Data just before, he's just not been finding the CS, so those sort of kills for him in this laning stage of Mouse.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like those rotations. In fact, this is what we'll see a lot, especially when we see the Doom mid. Get a little bit mobile. So when you're playing versus a hero like Queen of Pain, that's probably another reason why they did pick this hero, is that he can easily get to those side lanes, and tough for Doom to really react versus Quaifa when he's doing that.
Yeah, I guess sort of that sort of move is going to be more down to the likes of Roger, maybe Clock, but still on the early levels, still very hard for him to successfully turn things. Top lane general. Again, just going in very aggressively up to Insania.
Instant TP.
So straight away, not leaving any chance for Roger to close in. Put the battery assault.
Yeah, hard lane for Insania to really get too much up there, and to secure like Mika's farm, it's just not quite there. Like, he's doing okay, but not a place you want to be in as that Void. But your Versa Venomancer, it's to be expected. They're gonna have to hope for some really nice mid-game fights, because I really do like the way this laning phase has turned out for Na'Vi. Roger, looking to get involved down bottom. These are some nice heroes that he can set up for the Slaughter and the Earthshaker. Pretty free if he's able to get on top of them.
I'll see if he's able to make it around the trees towards Tiger. Tiger keeping
Boxy.
close to the tower. The Boxy might also have some couriers, but dragging the crew, but they'll see it, and both of the couriers will be nicely microed around away from the Slaughter.
That was close, the timing there. Oh, look at top. They're playing around this ward vision, trying to get the setup on General.
General's going to turn on to Insania. He knows that Insania has got a TP, but now backup's there for Liquid Tiger.
Great
Leads him with the Fisher. The cold feet, General. Wait for the trees. I mean, he's waiting out the Fisher to pull away, and it will do so. Quaifa has turned up, though, and with the help of the Quap, the fourth of will manage to kill General, though. Taking quite a lot of attention from Liquid to be able to do that.
Something like that. The Fissure ends up working out, though. It was a little scary for a second there, but yeah, with the rotation, you can't actually get close to the tower. But yeah, it feels like it's just a more of a just emphasis of farm that we're going to be seeing on Na'Vi in the start. With a Doom, with a CK going Midas, this is kind of what their draft is about, just chilling out. Iceberg soon must start kicking up the pace as he picks himself up a bounty run with his new shovel, and he's going to have to draw finish. So that's when he can start to actually match the mobility of Quaifa a little bit.
Sure, any sort of plays you see this court going for close to towers, Doom's going to be ready to respond.
Yeah, mostly around those towers. Oh, another bounty run, he finds himself. There you go.
Did you just get two in a row?
Oh, no, that was the one that was still left.
I was going to say, I was like, well, that's a lucky man. Trading the shovel for his poor man's shield. So yeah, as you said, Phase Drums, he's ready to run people down. He's absolutely going to turn up to these fights, especially at this point where he doesn't have to worry about the Ice Blast from Insania in this early game. The only thing that's going to really cause issues for him later on is
Tiger.
Roger. Trying to close it onto Tiger, not quite able to catch him in the cogs. Now Roger, he's taking a lot of damage back himself as Insania and Tiger turns across the clockwork. Roger's trying around, but Quaifa jumps across. Roger will go down. He's going a little too aggressively there, Roger, just charging in, and didn't quite have the back up to match his aggression.
Radiant's bottom tower.
He walked up blindly into that high ground too. I think his ward. Oh no, he still has the ward there. I thought it actually did get dewarded. So
it's under attack.
Maybe just thought his teammates could get there a little bit closer, but not the case. As you see, Liquid are now starting to split up the experience a little bit. Quaifa, because he's moving around so much, he's giving Tiger the lane. He's jungling some stacks that they prepared for him earlier.
Beautiful stacks, yeah.
It's Liquid. They always have stacks.
They do. Indeed.
Dire are scanning.
10-minute runes up. Roger and General looking to hold on to this. Insania's going to be able to pick it up, but Roger's going to try and chase the kill. Chrono's down though, and Quaifa's over. He's also got the Sonic Wave, lines it up onto the two of them. General, cold feet kicks in, he's held in position. The few more bashes are required for victory, but they're not going to be there. General's able to get out. Roger will go down, but this is the turnaround for Na'Vi as Iceberg will run down Quaifa. We'll see if the deny is going to be available. Mikhail's going to try for it. He's a little too slow, so the kill will be successful. Iceberg takes down Quaifa. Okay, time warp back up in time, but Iceberg, he's just charging in underneath the tower. Extra TP's coming through, but Mickey goes down. Iceberg gets the double kill. Always want to fly over to the side, holding back and staying here. Foxy trying to beat into Iceberg, but the disarms there from always want to fly. Iceberg now charging down to Sania, and then I hit the blade. It's a triple kill for this Doom, and they may not even be done yet. As V2, he's got full mana. He's ready for the catch-up. They can close the gap from the Foxy. Diving tier 2s, pulls him back with the rip into the hole. They've got him stumped up. Foxy down very low, but now the respawn's coming, so Na'Vi, they'll back off. Foxy will live. But a phenomenal reaction there from Iceberg, just coming in, charging them down with the team, gets himself a triple kill, and now that they can put the pressure on this tier 1 tower top. Big news from Na'Vi. I mean, the Liquid, do they still want to try and fight? I don't think so. They don't have Sonic Wave, they don't have Chronosphere. It's a hard fight to take. Maybe they can start General.
Koikwa's in the area if he wants to try, but nah, doesn't want to commit in. Yeah, they were lacking some levels up in that top fight. These supports, because of how they got shut down in the lane and Taiga having to move around, they're like level 4. They just get chased out. And this humongous Iceberg Doom with this ice armor, he doesn't care if he's corrosive haze. He's just diving past through everything. They didn't have the damage with both ults. That's a Sonic Wave and a Chronosphere used and not getting those kills. A lot of downtime now for Liquid where they're not going to have them.
Radiant's
look at the money. Iceberg so he's just holding on to 2,400 gold. Casually, we're just 11 minutes in. And he's got 2,400 gold on top of the phase drop. Huge amounts of net worth. We'll find him in the river. Ice Blast off the mark though. Iceberg's able to easily dodge it. Also picking up the Arcane Runes, so that's going to buff up the farming potential with his Devour for a usage or two.
My God, this is...
He's got so much money. Is he just dreaming? Is he thinking about a Radiance or something big?
I mean, maybe? Or maybe he wants to go for some big armor, huge armor item for his team? Maybe.
Attempt there with a hook shot, but Miguel is able to time walk out. There's still pressure onto him. He is closing in on the Battle Fury. Oh, okay, no, broadsword. So it's about one component away, just avoid stone off it. But of course, this is a naked Battle Fury. This is no treads before it. This is a slow naked Battle Fury because of the lanes. And yeah, I think he's going to go for the Radiance. I mean, is there anything else you'd be holding onto the money and thinking about at this stage of the game?
I didn't hate if he goes for something like Shiva's either, if he just goes for like a normal blink. They're still really strong items.
Foxy, straight in. They've got the setup, they've got the hold as well with the roots and always want to fly. I mean, they're just making moves perfectly around the power that Iceberg has. And they're doing this all whilst he has that 3,000 gold up in the ether. Yet to spend, it doesn't matter. The levels and the way that they're moving, it's just making this mid-doom feel incredibly strong. You know, one of the reasons why we do see Na'Vi pick it so often.
Yeah, I mean, they literally love this hero. I think I had their draft open. I was looking at it before. They were on a phase where Iceberg played it like 5 or 6 games in a row, I think it was, that I was looking through. But yeah, they absolutely love this hero. They're taking advantage a bit of the greedy supports on the side of Liquid. Earthshaker, Taiga is going to have Blink in a second finished up, but a lot of that damage is done right now, and Liquid going to have to just play really around their cooldowns now. Just play very defensive around this Chrono and AA Blast.
Talking about defensive and sensible, you know, Iceberg, he's actually just going to buy a BKB. He's going to go straight up for the BKB. It's going to be probably one of the quickest phase drum BKBs you've seen on a Doom, as he's going to have it all done pre-15 minutes this game. I mean, well, with that, he is going to be truly invincible. They cannot kill a BKB Doom running at them, particularly when he have this backup at the Oracle. He's going to be impossible to kill.
Yeah, the only way they can get him is if they combo him before the BKB gets popped. As long as the Oracle's not there, like with Blink Echo. But it can be very hard. I mean, Iceberg is going to be making so much space here for V2, and as V2's already been farming just fine in this game. This is looking pretty good here for Na'Vi.
Yeah, I mean, did you like the decision from Iceberg to go straight for the BKB?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. Like, why not? I can never say anything wrong against the BKB when you're playing versus like AA, Quap, or Shaker. It's great pickup for him, and he has the ice armor already anyway, so he's got some armor to counteract the corrosive phase.
Dire's bottom tower.
See how sort of the catch-up's going for Liquid is at the moment. 15 minutes in there, 5k down Liquid.
They're going for General.
Ice Blast combo, they've got him.
It's a Blink reveal, though. He did Blink and Echo immediately. I actually not too sure if they needed it. I think he may have just been able to fissure into A Blast and all that, but committing with it, now they're going to have 2 minutes without him. So we'll see if Na'Vi doesn't want to look to play aggressive to go for some type of tower here, because that's one thing they haven't pressured too much here.
Just thinking close around the mid. You see Rogers trying to get the angle on Insania, whoever shows around this mid lane.
Yeah, no Echo, definitely go for the siege here. There is still a Chrono and a Quap ult that you have to be careful of. see Roger scouting behind the tower.
Dire's middle
Roger
tower is under
stepping
attack.
up. Liquid's going to respond. They'll lead in with the Fisher, jumping in with the blink. Roger is able to get the cogs off in time, and in fact, he's going to hook shot straight back in. Iceberg still holding on to the Doom now. Liquid fully responded. Mickey's going to jump in front, only onto Roger as he catches Roger and then loses on B2. The Sonic Wave also blown for that, just to kill the Clockwork. They're cheating that Iceberg, but he's still got the BKB ready to use if he feels threatened. Will now pop it. Turns over to Warsden. The Bash is coming into play, but Liquid, they've got to back off whilst the BKB's up. The space is there for Egypt to finish off the mid-tier 1 tower. They're reaching on to Boxy. Boxy, there's no help for him as Boxy falls. Na'Vi get the objectives, and Liquid with some very inefficient usages there are two of their major ultimates.
Yeah, they literally just blew everything on poor Roger. Always want to fly was caught in the back of the Chrono, but I guess a kill's a kill. They just wanted to get something out of it because they are quite on the back foot right now in this early game.
Yeah,
First 16 minutes, it's a 5-6K lead for Na'Vi, and it is going to be the Battle Fury Void coming out, so he's still got time before he's really strong.
I think Roger would sort of been laughing all the way to his grave there.
Dire's middle
You know, so
tower
he
is
sees the
under
Chrono
attack.
out, he's having a giggle, he sees the Sonic Wave come out, he's rolling on the floor. He
Yep.
loves it.
And-
More than happy for that to be dropped on him.
They used the Echo just before that too, so it's like you can see why Na'Vi was making that aggressive move forward there. And now to the next tower, because now there's no Chrono for the next engagement either. There will be an Echo fairly soon, so they will have to be careful of that. But
Yeah.
they have vision tools in the pack. They have Rocket. They have Venom Wards. They have a lot of different tools to use versus it.
See what sort of holding up for one. They're going to try jumping onto General. They have the silence. Going to burst him in time now because always want to flies in with the false promise to wait, but he couldn't tip for this. He's going to have to TP out. Will manage to make it away there. The Shadow Amulet giving him some safety. Tiger shows fall up.
Iceberg.
See what he's doing with the wrap and gets straight in on top of Insania. Insania
Dire's
keeping himself
bottom tower is
held
under
safely in
attack.
position with that Shadow
Dire's
Amulet.
bottom tower is
He'll
under
live, but again, it's another tower point that Liquid is just totally unable to defend. It's 7K lead for Na'Vi. This Iceberg Doom continue to reach incredible heights. The Blink
Dire's
Dagger,
bottom tower
it's
is
going
under
to be
attack.
there with the next set of racks and tower. Set of neutral creeps in the tower. It just doesn't stop. There's no breaks at the moment on Na'Vi's lineup, and as you said, they need time. They've got the Void. Mickey's only just finished the Battle Fury now, 18 minutes in. It's not a
Dire's
quick
bottom
timing
tower
at
is under
all.
attack.
They need time. It does not feel like Na'Vi's going to give that to them.
They need time, and it even does feel like
Fortified.
Na'Vi doesn't mind time either. Like, this is a CK with a Midas.
Sure.
He's going to be getting that CDR talent at 15 too, so he's just going to get stronger and stronger. This is definitely big problems here for Liquid. They're going to need some type of hopeful team fights to bring them back in this one, because even Boxy, like his Blink Dagger is going to be coming out so slow, and he's still into natural counters of that Blink. But getting into the fight and getting out, he can't actually reset. Like usually with Blink and Slardar, you get in, you crush, you run away, you come back in, you crush. Versus Venom on these heroes, once you commit once, you're stuck in the battle.
Oh, you jump in, you're dead.
Top tower
You know,
is
under attack.
anytime,
Exactly.
anytime he's trying to start the fight, he's got to know that he's going to die as soon as he goes. So he has to be so confident that his team's actually able to follow him up. But Iceberg charging in up to the high ground. Liquid are going to turn over towards him with the fish. Roger goes in with a hook shot, gets on over towards see the Doom. It's dropped down onto Quaper. Quaper's got a run, but Iceberg, he's chasing the amulet from Insania, keeping him hidden in the embers, but they've got the vision. Sentries down. Quaper will be taken out. As again, just Iceberg finding these Doom targets every single time in the fight, and Liquid just continue to look all over the place. They are just not ready for this right now. They do not have a carry that wants to turn up to the fights. Mickey still needs, he needs sort of, not even just the next item, he needs 2 more items before he's actually going to be any sort of threat for Na'Vi's here.
Dire's middle
Yeah, they don't have a carry
tower
that wants
is
to turn up
under
the fights, and they don't have a front line that wants to turn up the fights either. Like Iceberg just charges right through the front line, and then like a Vandal get on, everything just ruins their front. Like Boxy, like you said, he's trying to get this Blink, but he's just never going to be able to act as this front line versus this Venomancer draft.
See what they can do. They're going to smoke up with Tiger and Insania, sweeping over to the mid. They have Echo.
Gotta need something
Na'Vi.
big out of it here.
Maybe they
Na'Vi's
could jump
pretty
General.
split.
Generals always want to fly right by his side. And looking at him, and it's hard to go. They'll look for the easy kill, or maybe not. And it's taken some time. Going on to always want to fly. General dropping out the ult onto Mickey, so Mickey's got to start backing off. Always want to fly. He's still alive. But they couldn't even kill him. Always want to fly Lister at all. Iceberg's running down Mickey. Mickey's jumped to the side, but Iceberg
Okay,
chasing.
he has
He
a
has to
chrono.
use the chrono to lift. Without that chrono, he doesn't to survive there. How do you use it defensively? Sonic Wave comes out, but it's just not enough damage. At this point, General with the hood, he's very tanky against all this magical that Liquid are trying to throw out. On the side of it all, Foxy's been found. Iceberg and Roger running down. Navi, they're almost certainly going to claim another as again, the holds there. Followers want to fly. Iceberg links in. Beachu's over to secure the kill. 12k lead for Navi. 20 minutes. I mean, they are... You know, this is sort of the Navi of old age. You know, they're sort of just dominating you from minute one. They're doing it here. They're not leaving any opportunity for Liquid to play their game at all.
And this looks like the same Navi we saw the other day, where I thought it was influenced a lot because they just had their bars below on Phoenix, but they're playing super aggressive, really well around their timings and everything. And that was Liquid. That was all their ultimates, and they didn't get a single kill there. That is definitely a recipe for demise for Liquid in these next few moments. This is Navi just everything's going for them, and this is all before they even go for a Roche. They can still set themselves up around this area and go for this, even though they don't have the best Roche lineup. Liquid is heavily on the back foot here.
Is under attack. Radiant courier.
Nice blast, but passing all the way over.
Radiant courier has been killed.
Liquid, we'll find some couriers.
They got no ult though. No Sonic Wave, no Echo, no Cloud.
They can't do anything about this. That's all they can do, Liquid, is just try and make the most of this time where there's no members of Navi out on the map. They're finally, the map's a little safer for them whilst Navi are in the Roche pit, so something, but still not anything that's going to help them turn the tides right now as Navi just continues to get further and further ahead. The Aegis on B-Tune, ready for the next engagement.
And he's also gone for the safe item build with that BKB. He's also got Nether Shaw too, so the only thing they're really worried about is that magic damage coming out from Liquid. They're quite a lot of tools to handle it now too.
Are fortified.
Yeah, this is just some masterclass play here by Navi and Sania.
Found Sania. Sania's out with a quick TP.
Radiant's bottom
Just having to play so cautious right now, Liquid.
Maybe they get a tower though, at least. Okay, a little bit of space, a little bit of money for them. More time for these ultis to come back up. How are these levels on the support? Still only level 9 on both supports on the side of Liquid. Really want to get their level 2 ultimates. Those are the things that can really start to slowly change the fact of the game. Level 2 Echo Slam, these cooldowns starting to shift a bit.
Yeah, they need the extra damage because, you know, at this stage, you know, Mickey with Battle Fury and Yasha, even when he has the Manta, the Void is just not going to do any damage at all. He's going to be so reliant on his team to provide something for the Chronos that he sets up with.
Yeah, they still just need time here. As we see the next item queued up for Iceberg, he's going to be that Shiva. So he's just such a good item on Doom always, especially versus Void.
As you say, if he's able to pop BKB and Shivas before his Chrono, he's not dying in that Chrono. He's barely even going to take a scratch.
Messes a lot with that time walk heal and stuff too. A little bit of Shiva's anti-healing is fun. As yeah, they just continue to have this very firm grasp of the game. General also with the pipe now. All of them just, you know, they know it's mostly magic damage on Liquid, and they know how well the game is going for them. B2, he's like super far up though. There's a little bit of a risky spot here, I feel.
I mean, you're right. Yeah, he's sort of just skipping creeps on his own on this bottom lane. No cares in the world. He feels that he's that far ahead. I mean, again, just the amount of money that he has. 3k gold, ready to go into whatever he wishes to do. So it looks like he does want to finish off the Silver Edge next.
Dire's middle tower is under
I mean, they're still playing it as a farm game. You know, you're just using that level and top.
They just get the jump straight in. Pointful shows himself in the lane, and Iceberg and Roger were there waiting for him.
is under attack.
That's down again. Oh, he also finds him in the trees, Roger! Oh, not even Tiger can escape as Roger finds him with a hook shot. And again, Navi just cannot stop killing him. He's dead. They just can't deal with it, Liquid. They cannot deal with it at all. Mickey has been stunned. Look at the Chrono, will try and walk out. Moxie's having to buy back for this, but Navi, you know, still holding their ground outside the base. Reaching, sure he's low, but he's still got the Aegis. Always want to fly, able to continue to top him up in the health department.
Want to hear some more pain as well? That Doom used top. It was an arcane rune.
It was.
So it'll be back up in about 45 seconds.
And he's also got that completed Shiva's Guard on his way over.
Oh.
Listen, I think
control.
He's been sort of taking control of the times himself. Wants to get himself towards, I guess, everything. The third level in Doom.
To be fair, it's almost 6 minutes past the 20-minute mark. You supports, you've lost your window of buying that home. You lose your. That's when you lose.
I mean, how long do you have to wait? I'll be honest. I think he was very generous with the 60. If it's been there for 30 seconds, sorry, it's mine.
I'd be surprised if it's not bought within the 10% second. So good on him to have some discipline for his teammates. Yeah, still firm control of this game. You see Liquid, they're just desperately trying to find Farmer on the map, and that's when V2's Silver Edge is going to start to kick in. He's hunting.
Oh, he just hunted that Mickey. He doesn't want to give Mickey any sort of space. He doesn't want to let Mickey get this Manta finish.
Oh, look, the Courier even scouting in general.
Well, that's some big brain stuff there. Keeping the vision, knocking him down. Oh, not got the damage quite, but Iceberg, he's got the blue. Rocket Bears out. They've got him. They've got the kill. They're just messing with him. Mickey is down, doesn't even get to buy his Manta. He had the money for the armor hold, but that death's going to, sure he's still going to have it, but he loses a few items because of how much he's holding on to. As mid lane, for a long time, he only just recently bought back, he's dead for 70. Navi's up to the high ground, they've got a creep wave coming in. And, I mean, it's...
Radiant's top tower is falling. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They played the farm lane, the farm game, and they played just really saw their lanes, right? It actually feels like they kind of won 3 of their lanes in a way, right? Like V2 was free farming, Iceberg was free farming, and General was pressuring mid game. That sounds like a recipe for winning 3 lanes to me. And in the mid game fights, they've tanked up through a couple of those ults. Look, we just. And Mickey.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Yeah, this one just feels like Liquid's just trapped in their base, and they just can't win fights either. They just don't have damage at all. They have nothing, it really feels like, to deal with what Navi's got here, with the way they've itemized. This is always something really important about these type of games where you do have an advantage, you don't slip it away, is just because of the way they itemize, right? This early BKB, they go for these pipes. They knew exactly what to do in this game and how to play versus Liquid's draft.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I feel like there's two things that I'm feeling at least. It's just like this Earthshaker Slardar, it feels very tough for them to work well together, because I feel like they both kind of do this very similar job, and I feel like they're just too ulti reliant. I feel like they just need ults to be able to do anything in this game. I think that's kind of the one thing I always see when I do see 4 position Earthshaker. He can just feel very underwhelming. He doesn't influence the lanes too much as Foxy.
Radiant are scanning.
Mid lane. Mickey? He's going.
Your time on display is ended.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, poor Mickey. He just jumped up right into his hands. He was looking kind of dead anyway. He just was trying to get something to heal because the Spirit Vessel wore off and farm continues. But Silver Edge, paying dividends, and Navi just slammed this game. Oh boy.
Yeah. I mean, they're obviously still holding on. They're hoping for some sort of dream 5-man chrono situation that they are gonna need it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that really is the case. They're just sort of like, even with Coach's item build, him going for actives, this is like the I'm clearing creep wave build so that we can just hope for some type of huge mistake from Na'Vi to bring it back. Because they still do have a void in their game, but this one's looking pretty impossible to recover.
Force BK close, she's close. No, he's not.
He's not.
Still a lot of money away from the BKB. Hex up on General. It's going to cause a lot of issues if they didn't have enough to deal with already. Yeah, Roger. He's in onto Boxy. Boxy's trying to run. Cutting himself deeper into the trees. He's hiding. He doesn't want any part of this. Boxy always goes ahead and make Mickey's position. Mickey's going to go for the TP out. He'll make it away, but of course Boxy, he'll slowly be slaughtered here in the trees by Na'Vi.
Under attack.
Iceberg not even looking at the explosion, just walking away.
And now mid, the Hex, the Silver Edge, this that was quite fun. Where'd he go?
Dire's top tower.
Nice. What an explosive game from them this has been. This is some incredibly strong stuff. And Liquid just
no mercy, really.
Just getting destroyed. There's no other way to say it. They've been absolutely.
Radiant
There's been sort of nothing to write about from Liquid's side of things. There's nothing. They've made every move, every play. It's worked out perfectly, and Liquid's got nothing to show for it. Nothing to turn up to their fights with. Na'Vi are just taking sets of rats. I mean, it's reaching onto 30k here, so as this. I mean, if Na'Vi can pull out more showings of this, it's going to be very exciting to see what this squad's able to do.
Yeah, especially with like a different bit. I mean, sure, they still have the Doom mid, which they are very comfortable with, and always want to fly on the Oracle. I think these are like their two most played, I want to say. They love these two heroes, but the rest of this, they did switch it up a little bit, and it's working perfectly. Yeah, they look real good.
Yeah,
real good with all their movements.
And that's the thing, you know, these players, and even sort of this lineup, we've seen obviously under other names before they're on Na'Vi, and they have always been just a set of players that will come in and they'll have these games where, you know, when they're ahead, they're really ahead. You know, they just get such an incredible lead, and again, just Iceberg team alongside B-Tunes, Midas CK. Just leaves very little hope for Liquid.
Yeah, it's been picture perfect.
Yeah. See what Liquid can do here. They're trying to come out. Judy's going to start the action off onto Tiger. Goodbye, Tiger. No shaker for this one. Boxy, he's running in on the back lines. I don't know what his plan is, but he's been doomed. He's got to get out. There's the hook shot. That BKB doesn't offer too much at all there as Boxy still continue to run. General's able to take out Insania on the back of it all. Iceberg gets another hit home. On to Boxy. Boxy goes down. Lucian will turn over towards the road shaft. As he just gets messier and messier for Liquid.
There's just no hope for them, really. It's been too much. It's been too much for a long time.
Complete domination from Na'Vi here in game one.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I love when I just see it like across the board, right? It's not just like your movements that are good. It's not that your team is just playing bad. Like Liquid, they're definitely having some rough spell usage and stuff like that, but it's Na'Vi really just doing them in every form. Itemization, draft, etc. It's been clean.
Just eyeing up that final set of racks, Na'Vi. They're going to smoke up Liquid.
Dire's middle tower.
Here we go. Chrono onto the two people. The General straight up with the Hex. The Icebergs are doing a hook, but they literally are taking no damage. No damage whatsoever. They're trying for Iceberg, but a hook shot's in onto Mikko. Mikko goes down alongside Poifer. Boxy's trying to fire up against them, and yeah, they're going to call it. They'll finally tap out Liquid. They'll call GG here in this game one as Na'Vi. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, they are looking pretty damn good for them.
Yep. I think this one, I think Liquid needed to draft themselves some stronger lanes. I really think that those